What's up and welcome to Me, You, and Switch 2. I am me, Tom Tate, and you are you, so let's talk about Switch 2. This is the latest and greatest Nintendo Switch 2 news brought to you every Tuesday and Friday. We try to keep things short and sweet and snackable 5 to 10 minute episodes. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. It is Tuesday, April 7th. It is 7:52 a.m. on the East Coast. I hope that you had a good weekend. Let's see, we celebrated Easter Sunday at my dad's. He lives about an hour away, and we celebrated with Easter omelet. So this is an old South Philly Italian recipe that has been passed down for a couple of generations. My dad is keeping the tradition alive. It's like eggs with ricotta cheese and mozzarella cheese, and we have one batch that has hot Italian sausage and one batch that has sweet Italian sausage. It's hard to explain, but it is absolutely delicious, and I've been eating it since I was a kid, so it's comfort food at this point. Then it was back to work on Monday. I didn't take off any time, not Thursday, not Friday, not Monday. My kids were off, though. March, April, and June are typically my busiest times of the year at work, so it's been super brutal. But luckily, in a few weeks, I will catch a break and hopefully make a bigger dent in my Switch 2 backlog, which I've been meaning to do. You can tell that there's not a lot going on in the Nintendo news sphere because anytime I start the show off with like a minute or two of just bantering and telling you about my weekend and what I've eaten for breakfast and what games I've been playing, you know that there's not a lot of news. And that is absolutely true today. We had a quiet news weekend. I think the Mario Galaxy movie, and rightfully so, is enjoying its time in the spotlight. We do have Pokemon Champions and Tamagotchi Life coming this month for both Switch and Switch 2. And we have Pragmata at the end of the month. But not a lot of news. Not a lot of news going on. Not a lot of headlines, but I did catch a few. So we'll plow through these pretty quickly, and then we will get you on with your week. So first up, there was a headline for Another Eden Begins. We learned a bit more about this turn-based RPG. Again, that's Another Eden Begins. This now has a release date of September 17th. This is from Masato Kato, who worked on the Chrono Trigger, I think the whole series, Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, definitely Chrono Trigger, and also worked on Xenogears, which I played for the first time last year. Fantastic game. There's a new trailer that's over 8 minutes long. There's a summary at Nintendo Life that kind of pulls out all the information. I'll link to that if you want to check it out. You can learn more about the story and the gameplay elements. This game looks pretty fun. Here's a clip, just a quick quote from that article. Cross the boundaries of the cosmos as Aldo on a quest to save his sister Fiend from the clutches of evil. Cross timeless paths, forging deep connections with over 18 memorable companions. Complete ally quests to deepen your relationships and unlock special kinship quests. Now, this game doesn't look visually like Octopath Traveler. It's not in that HD 2D style, and it doesn't have the exact same battle mechanics, but it does remind me of Octopath in the sense that you can do these kind of ally quests. Now, Octopath Traveler, I think, came out in 2017, 2018, and right around that time is when Another Eden, The Cat Beyond Time and Space came out, and that game was released for Android and iOS originally, and then later it came to Windows and Steam. And I can't tell. I can't tell if this is a remake or a reimagining or a prequel. I was trying to find details for that, but Another Eden Begins. According to Wikipedia, it's a reworked version, but it doesn't seem that way from the latest content, but I could be wrong. It'll have the same characters and the same voice actors of that game, so they do share quite a bit. This game will be on Switch 2, but also released on Switch 1, and that'll be in September 17th. I also flagged an article that was the best third-party Switch 2 Pro controllers on sale right now. I'm going to link to this article. I'm pretty sure it was from Polygon. So the three controllers that are featured in this quick article, you have the 8BitDo Ultimate 2C, which I think is typically between $20 and $30 American dollars, and then 8BitDo Ultimate 2, which I think is typically double the price, so that can get up to $50 to $60. And then you have the PowerA Advantage Wireless. I love the name of the Advantage Wireless because the Advantage reminds me of the NES Advantage, which was an old controller from back in the day. which I never had, but I was always jealous of the kids on my block who did have it. But those are the 3 controllers, and I'm going to throw in my own personal wild card, which is the GameSir G8, and I think it's the G8 Plus. I don't know. I'll have to double check, but I have this GameSir controller. It's a telescopic controller. It's really made for phones and tablets, but it fits the Switch and Switch 2 perfectly. Really fantastic controller. I even 3D printed these little tabs that kind of block where the connector is for the Joy-Con 2s. But I use that exclusively when I'm playing handheld. It is just one of the most comfortable controllers. That's the GameSir G8. We also had an article that I flagged that is 7 new Switch 2 games you should play in April. This is also from Polygon. I'm not going to go in depth with each of these games because we covered most of them in the last episode, but I will link to the article and I'm just going to read them off. So if you're thinking about, what new game should I play in April, here's 7 games that were highlighted by Polygon. Darwin's Paradox, which released already on April 2nd. People of Note, which is this cool RPG that is releasing today. Pokemon Champions releases tomorrow, April 8th. Here's a quick blurb from the Polygon article. Honestly, who knows if this one is going to work out, but if you're a Pokemon fan and if you recently picked up a Switch 2 to play Pokopia, you might be. There's no reason not to check Champions out because it's free to play. Champions is essentially an online multiplayer arena battler in the mold of Pokemon Champions. You can import your best Pokemon from Pokemon Home. So if you like that battling style of Pokemon from back in the day, going all the way back to Nintendo 64, you might want to check out this game. Mouse PI for Hire, April 16th. Tamagotchi Life, Living the Dream, also on April 16th. You have Pragmata on April 17th. And then you have Outbound releasing on April 23rd. That's that kind of cozy game where you're going on a bit of an adventure in an RV. So again, I'll link to the Polygon article if you want to check out all the blurbs for those 7 games. And if you want to take a look at all the games, at least the games that we knew about going into the month, you can check out the last episode of BU and Switch 2 on the feed, where I kind of ran through every game that we knew was going to be released. But every month we seem to get these little shadow drops, these little indie titles, these little games that just pop up out of nowhere. Like we got a release on Sunday that wasn't covered on last week's game rundown, and that was the new Denpa Men. And just reading from the description here, the new Denpa Men is a free-to-play consumer-operated RPG in which you catch the mysterious creatures Denpa Men that fly around you, make them your companions, and go on an adventure. This game looks absolutely ridiculous. I have no clue what's going on here. I don't know what a consumer-operated RPG is, but I do remember Denpa Men. I remember Denpa Men being a game on 3DS. Never played it, but I do remember the brand. And they look a little like Mii's, and I think that's probably why I remember it. Like this would or could be an official Nintendo game, but it's really not. So the new Denpa Men is a surprise release, and we get those throughout the month, so I'll try to flag them when I see them. But again, if you want to check out all those games, check out the last episode on the feed. We're going to wrap things up today. I am on Blue Sky at Switch2Pod, Instagram also at Switch2Pod. That's Switch with the number 2 pod. I do not post, but you can reach me there if you want to message me. I'm trying to figure out a better way to get in touch with me. I've been meaning to set up an email address or something, but I don't really think you care. You can always subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to shows. We should be there. If we're not on your platform of choice, let me know and I'll make sure we are there. Switch2pod.com for all the links and the show notes, all that stuff. I am actually trying to intentionally do better with promoting the show. I do not do any self-promotion. Everything so far has been organic. So a kind rating or review really goes a long way. It takes you just a couple minutes. You don't have to write anything. If you just want to leave just a quick star rating, that's really helpful. Sharing with a family member, friend, Discord server, subreddit. Word of mouth really goes even further wherever you hang out with other gamers. That's super helpful. Trying to raise myself a little bit on the Apple Podcast ranks. Never hurts. Really helps me continue to grow the show. I want to thank you as always for your time and your attention. Much love. Now go play some games.